over 60. These 3 daily exercises could completely change your mobility, strength, and balance. If you think deep squats destroy your knees after 60, think again. Millions of seniors around the world do it every day without pain. Surprising, right? But here's the thing. What you've been told about aging and movement isn't the full story. In fact, much of it is wrong. For decades, Americans have been warned, don't squat too low. Don't bend your knees. You're too old. We traded natural movement for caution, strength for stillness, independence for dependence. But your body isn't broken. It's just forgotten. In countries like Vietnam, Japan, and Thailand, it's common to see 70, 80, even 90-year-olds resting in a deep squat as naturally as sitting in a chair. Why? Because their bodies never stopped practicing this movement. Our bodies did. Here's the secret. After 60, your nervous system can still learn. It just needs a reason. Deep squatting isn't just about flexibility or strength, it's about control. Restoring a fundamental movement pattern your body was designed for but hasn't used in years. Before we go further, drop a comment. When was the last time you actually tried to squat? If your answer is decades ago, don't worry, you're about to change that. The reason most seniors can't squat isn't age. It's disuse somewhere along the way. We stopped asking our bodies to do what they were built for. Chairs, recliners, desks replaced floor sitting and deep movement, and now squatting feels impossible. Here's what happens when you try. Squatting requires glutes, quads, hamstrings, hip flexors, and core all working together. If one is weak or tight, your body compensates. Heels lift, knees wobble, balance falters, and your brain interprets it as danger, so we stop. And that's how the myth begins, that older adults can't squat. But here's the truth. Your body isn't broken. It's unpracticed. This isn't a flexibility problem. It's a neuromuscular control problem. After 60, your body can still grow stronger, more coordinated, and more mobile, if you give it the chance. Think of the squat not as the enemy, but as an invitation. An invitation to rebuild strength, balance, and confidence. And to prove it, let me share 3 stories that changed everything. Story 1, a 68-year-old man moved to Vietnam and saw 70 and 80-year-old squatting effortlessly. His hips were tight, back rounded. He couldn't squat at all. 6 months later, full deep squat, hands resting calmly on his knees, smiling like he'd learned to fly. Story 2, a 70-year-old woman couldn't get out of her recliner without using the armrests. Her legs shook just thinking about squats. A few weeks of supported squats later, she squatted fully. It wasn't pretty, but she crossed a line she thought impossible. Story 3, a 79-year-old woman avoided hard movement for years. She started squatting slowly, carefully. 18 months later, she was squatting with 31 pounds on her back. No brag, just fact. She built it step by step. These aren't superhumans. They're older adults who refuse to believe you're too old. Maybe that's your story too. And here's the next myth to bust. Losing mobility after 60 isn't inevitable. In the next part, I'll show you exactly how to reclaim your strength, balance, and independence. One squat at a time. It's often not failure. It's forgetting. Your body, even into your 70s or 80s, has an incredible ability called neuroplasticity, the power to adapt, relearn, and rewire itself. Deep squats aren't just for the young. They're a natural human posture built into how we move. Before chairs and couches, people squatted to rest, eat, cook, wait for the bus, and even use the bathroom. Kids do it naturally. You probably did too, before life trained it out of you. Over time, joints lose range, muscles lose coordination, and your brain loses confidence in unfamiliar positions. That's not age, it's conditioning. When you stop asking your hips, knees, and ankles to move deeply, tissues tighten, and the nervous system signals danger. Squats feel stiff, awkward, even scary. But with gentle, repeatable practice, Those tissues can soften, strengthen, and remember. You don't need perfection. You don't need to squat like a gymnast. You just need functional control, confidence, and ease in movement. Older adults around the world, from rural farmers to urban dwellers, can squat into their 80s. Not because they stretch constantly, but because their lifestyle reinforces the movement. In the US, we sit too much and our bodies slowly forget how to move freely. But now that you know the science, you can flip the script. Here's how to start safely. Exercise 1. Bent knee, hamstring, and glute stretch. Bend your knees slightly. Push your hips back, spine long, heels slightly lifted. Hold a chair for support. Targets the upper hamstrings and glutes. The areas you need to lengthen for a deep squat. 30 seconds, once or twice a day. Exercise 2. Assisted front-loaded squat. Stand in front of a countertop. Lower slowly, weight slightly forward on your feet, just as far as stable. Even a tiny dip builds control. Pause, then rise. 6 Fay 8 reps, 2 Fay 3 times per week. Exercise 3. Seated hip flexor lift. Sit tall on a firm chair. Lift one knee at a time. Activates hip flexors, essential for upright squatting. 10 lifts per leg every other day. These exercises rebuild flexibility, stability, and control. Pieces of the deep squat puzzle. Safety first. Not everyone is ready for full squats. Recent joint replacements, advanced arthritis, spinal stenosis, or balance issues, talk to your doctor first. Sharp pain is your body saying, "Not yet." Progress safely at your pace. Here's the truth. You're already taking the first step, reclaiming confidence in your body. Most people accept stiffness and weakness as normal after 60. You've learned they're not. Your body can still learn, adapt, and grow stronger. Your challenge. Don't just watch, try it, stretch, test your balance. Do a mini squat check. In even a few inches, even 10 seconds, counts. Share your progress in the comments. When was the last time you squatted? Bonus points. If it wasn't in this century, strength after 60 isn't a dream. It's waiting. And it starts with reclaiming the movement your body was designed for.